Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
The Raptor Series from Hustler Turf. A premium line of residential mowers designed with a wide stance for operator comfort. A one-piece 11-gauge steel frame and welded steel deck for added durability. Finished off with premium Kawasaki V-twin power. We are Hustler Turf. And this is Hustler Country.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
Back to school equals back to big savings at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Score 0% financing on select models and up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 1500 trucks. Over 150 used vehicles, all priced to move and below market value. Need service? Our expert team is ready, and we've got loaner vehicles to keep you moving while we work. Hurry into Heritage Automotive, where the deals are hot and the savings are huge.
Heritage Automotive. Expect more, experience the difference.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Today. Jay Good with Brian Gobble and Michael Marks. And guys, we are here, we're at work, we're out of jail and not stalking our side pieces. So you know we are not Sharon Moore today. Wow. This guys,
that was a surreal picture that I just showed y'all. Like, if you haven't seen the screenshot of
that's
him,
the first time I've seen it.
Like, him sitting there in prison clothes as his arraignment is going on. He's hearing the charges that's pressed against him. Yeah. Like, he's in prison clothes. And, you know, a week ago, 2 days ago, he was getting ready to coach a Citrus Bowl. And now he's in prison.
A week ago, he was talking about his recruiting class.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah. That's got to be surreal for the players. Like, they see their coach out on the field. Yeah. You know, some of the guys just signed on National Signing Day a week ago, talked to him on the phone, and then a week later, like, my coach that I committed to is in the slammer.
Kind of crazy.
That was something I wondered about because, you know, when you're going out and recruiting and stuff like that, these coaches go and sit in these families' homes, and Sharon Moore has probably looked into the parents' eyes and said, "You can trust me with your child."
Right.
And then this happens. I just
maybe they still can.
There's a couple of guys.
Maybe he's stable on the football field.
I would say there's a couple of guys that have requested their release of their letter of intent. But man, it's I mean, there's more stuff.
Doesn't the portal open next month?
Well, they get a 30-day like.
Oh, they do, but also the actual.
Yes,
they get. The portal is realistically. They get 15 as soon as a coach leaves, and then the portal will open at the 1st of January. Okay. So really, they got about
a month.
Like 40. Yeah, 30 to 45 days to try to keep the players from hemorrhaging away from the program.
Which means they got to get a coach and get a coach quickly.
Yes,
Which
like before Christmas.
Some of the guys they're targeting are busy.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's what's made the
Busy.
timing of this so strange, because Michigan, like we talked about, a top brand. They're going to go get somebody else's head coach. That's as simple as it is. But all of these top brands, there's a 12-team playoff now. It's not the national championship where those two teams go off and do everything else. There's 12 teams right now that are realistically off limits. I mean, you could.
You think about Tulane, their coach is actually going to Florida.
Yep.
James Madison, their coach is going to UCLA.
Well, and then you got Oregon, their offensive coordinator is going to Kentucky, their defensive coordinator going to Cal.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of movements. Alabama's co-offensive coordinator is going to Oregon State. So there's a lot of coaching staff that we're going to see make some big changes pretty soon.
Absolutely.
And now Michigan needs a head coach, and we'll probably need a couple more assistants following this.
They might just clean house.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
they should.
I this morning read a lot into the all the different stuff that was going on with that staff throughout. We've got child sex trafficking through images of guys that were the whole sign stealing scandal. I mean, DUI cases, Burgergate. My goodness, like we said yesterday, and like we said the last couple of days. They just need to clean house. And for those who don't know what Moore's charges are, he's with 1 felony, 3rd-degree home invasion, 2 misdemeanors, stalking in a domestic relationship, and breaking and entering. His bond is set at $25,000. Yeah. A felony and 2 misdemeanors.
Yeah, and you can't leave the state without permission now. I mean, he's in a bad spot. I mean, there's no way about this. And it just makes you wonder why.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a coach of that's not going to be a coach anywhere else, wasn't going to be a coach anywhere else, and had his dream job, had everything right in front of him, and then threw it away.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the hiring process. You were just talking about that. Just the precedent's already kind of been set for with Lane Kiffin leaving, so maybe it isn't as crazy of an idea now for some of these coaches that could be coaching a playoff team or could be preparing for a bowl game to leave to go to Michigan. So we say, oh man, these guys are preparing for a playoff game. Michigan's going to have no luck. Well, LSU had luck poaching Lane Kiffin. I know that's a wild situation, but I mean, if the precedent's already been set, maybe it wouldn't be too crazy if we saw it again with some other coach. Kalen DeBoer's name keeps getting thrown out. I don't think it's going to be him.
That's the thing. I just don't see him being the guy. Like, I get he's a good coach. He's done a great job, but why would you leave Alabama for anything?
I wonder
unless
how
you
much,
get run out of town.
I wonder how much money Michigan has at their disposal, because they're paying a crazy fine for this cheating scandal, the Connor Stallions thing,
and there was an NIL money in the process of it too.
Yes,
you're really going to get
yes. And now you have to pay a buyout for. Well, you don't have to pay a buyout for more, but if you fire the staff, then you have to pay their buyout.
Unless you find them for cause.
Yeah, which most of them probably could.
Yeah,
I guess so.
But still, I mean, that's a lot of money. Entire coaching staffs are, probably upwards of 50, 60, maybe $70 million.
I guess
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. I'd be curious to know if they could go and hire a big name right now.
Yeah.
So
now I know the Big Ten is trying to get into some private equity sharing stuff. I'm not sure how much Michigan is involved with that, but they would probably like to be on the receiving end of a large chunk of change pretty soon.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with what's been going on with NASCAR, but NASCAR had some big news happen yesterday. 2 teams, Front Row Motorsports and 23XI, the group owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. Those who don't know, Michael Jordan is a huge racing fan and wanted to own a team, did it with Denny Hamlin. So they sued because of the charter program that NASCAR has. For those who don't know, it's a charter program. You got to buy your way into it. It guarantees you X amount of spots. I think it's 2 or 3 per team. You pay like $12 million. There's a revenue sharing thing that goes along with it, but it wasn't exactly good for teams. So it started in 2016. And in 2024, they basically came to them with new terms with a baseball bat in the hand and said, okay, take it or leave it, or you're not going to be involved with this. 23XI Front Row refused and sued. So they won. Basically, they opened up NASCAR's text messages, emails, their financial situation, found out there was a ton going on, a lot of money that they were hiding. So they came to an agreement yesterday. So now the charter organization still exists, but you don't have to pay to get in. Yep. Now you can become a permanent charter member. So basically now NASCAR is treated like the NFL, MLB, Major League, NBA, and the NHL, where you have franchises.
Yes.
So now it's treated like a real league. It's the best way you can explain it. They redid the revenue sharing. There's some other things they did. I don't want to get into.
So this is the outcome of the lawsuit.
It used to be you had to pay your way in.
Right.
Now you don't have to pay your way in. There's a new revenue sharing model. There's a way that NASCAR is going to help out with a lot of these expenses.
Yeah.
So, that's basically the TV news version of it's a really read into it, but it's good for NASCAR at the end of the day, basically.
Well, I would say I agree that I think it's a great thing because it feels like NASCAR is something that's kind of been pushed out in the sports world over the last decade and a half, maybe even 2 decades. And they've needed to kind of have something launch them towards the future. It's crazy that Michael Jordan's the guy that's doing it, but I mean, you think of North Carolina, you think of basketball, and you think of NASCAR. So I think it's great they're making this jump to the future, and maybe it'll bring NASCAR a little bit more into the common sports fans' eye.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It took Michael Michael freaking Jordan to come in and push NASCAR around, push the France family. Had a big thing to do with all this, and finally get something changed. From just a speaking in generalities here, I haven't deep dove it, but I have kept up with the news and the headlines and saw that they settled. And I've seen that overall, I believe this is a good thing. I think that's the reaction from a lot of fans, is that this is a good thing for the sport. I think something needed to change with NASCAR for a while because it has been stagnant. Viewership's been going down. They haven't been generating a lot of revenue, and it's been that way for 10, 15 argue 20 years now. So I think it's funny it took a basketball player to come in. And
but he has the money. These teams didn't have the money, but he has the money, and he's made it known. This is kind of, he doesn't make money off of doing this. He makes enough just to pay the bills.
I think it was a comment he made. He's like, I spend more money in a Las Vegas casino than I do like buying a driver or something like that.
So this he loves the sport, but he wants to see it good for everybody. And at the end of the day, they become a better professional organization. They were hiding a lot of money. They were the money you were getting back in revenue sharing was not enough to cover the charter.
Yes.
And so I think it's good you see somebody with money step in and do something like this that helps the sport and not just helps it in the revenue sharing kind of topic.
Absolutely. Also, in some college basketball news, guys, Tom Izzo got a new $1 million raise, 5-year contract with Michigan State. Makes him the highest paid coach in the Big Ten, salary $7.2 million. He's already ranked 9th right now, off to an 8-1 start, one of their best in the last few years. They have played the same tough schedule they always play in non-conference, but this year off to a great start. He's now in his 20. He has taken the Spartans to. Sorry, this coffee is making me extra slobbery. The Spartans have made it to 27 consecutive NCAA tournaments after missing in his first 2 seasons. So this is his 30th year. He has a 745, 303 career record without a losing season and a national championship.
I mean, I really do think Izzo is probably the best active head coach in college basketball right now. And you mentioned that they're off to a great start. Usually around this point, they've kind of fallen out of the top 25, or they're somewhere mulling in that 18 to 25 range. But they've started the season off good, and that's just a great look for them going forward. I think they have one of the better point guards in the country in Jeremy Fears, great passer. Kohler is a great scorer for them. I think this is well deserved. I mean, Izzo, they've played a tough schedule. Their one loss right now is to Duke, and they're the 3rd ranked team in the country. So I think the sky's the limit for this Michigan State team.
How long did you say the contract was?
5 years.
Dude's like about to be
70.
He's about to be 71.
I know.
They signed him another 5.
I know.
Do we think he finishes out the contract?
Probably. He might be one of those Bear Bryant types.
Okay.
Just coaches till he's 80
and then dies 6 months later. Which is I think that's what Bear Bryant did.
We're pretty close to that.
So I mean, it definitely could happen. Well, guys, coming up next, we are going to dive into the bowl season, not the CFP. We're going to dive into the bowl season. We're going to give our picks. We return here on X Sports Today.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Bryant Gobble and Michael Marks. Guys, we're going to go through the bowl list here. Not talking the CFP. We'll get there at some point. The CFP is, we'll get there next week since the CFP is down the line. We started a group. Has everyone checked in?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm here.
Let's see. Yes. Did we get another one in there too? Did someone do 2 picks? Bryant?
I don't think so.
Marks, Plot, me. There's someone else in here. Anyways, it's all good. It's all good. So, actually, our first bowl games start this Saturday, and that includes the Cricket Celebration Bowl. This is in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, better known as the HBCU Bowl. South Carolina State against Prairie View. Shout out to Prairie View in the 90s. They were the losingest program in Division I football history, and look at them all these years later winning the conference championship. South Carolina State is the favorite in the game. Who do you guys got in this one?
I'm going to go with South Carolina State. Haven't been able to watch them much this year, obviously, but it seems like that they have the edge in this one. The picks were pretty one-sided on this one, so I'm going to go with South Carolina State.
I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about these teams, but I looked at the conferences, and I thought Prairie View A&M's conference was a little more impressive from like a name value brand, and they finished at the top of their conference, so I went with Prairie View.
I'm going to give the edge to South Carolina State mainly because in the Celebration Bowl, it's South Carolina State's conference I think has a pretty good win streak, including both the times that Prime Coach Jackson stayed in there.
Yes.
That conference beat them, including a 6-6 South Carolina State. So I'm like Bryant. I do not know much about HBCUs. I do at the Division II level, but not so much at the D1 level. Our first FBS bowl game is the Bucked Up LA Bowl, featuring Boise and Washington State. Washington State 10-point favorites in this game from SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, this one should be a good one. Boise State's quarterback, Maddox Madsen, is back. So, we saw how good they looked in the Mountain West Championship game over UNLV. But what Washington team is going to show up? Because we've seen a Washington team that is absolutely destroyed an Illinois team, but then the next week, 2 weeks later, quite literally lost to a punter from Wisconsin. So I would like to think that the better Washington team is going to show out here, but this should be a pretty good one. I'm going to go with the Huskies.
They did lose 13-10 to Wisconsin. I picked the Huskies. I think they'll get it done.
I'm with you guys there. Let's go to the IS4S, whatever that means, Salute to Veterans Bowl, the 9 o'clock game from the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. Two Alabama teams facing off in this one, guys. Troy and Jacksonville State. They got Troy 2.5-point favorites, over under total points 46.5.
I don't know. I really like Jacksonville State in this one. They were the runner-up in Conference USA, just came up short to Kennesaw State in that one. Troy is kind of limped to an 8-5 season this year.
They got lucky at the end.
Yes, very lucky. Didn't look very competitive. I mean, they got outrushed by 350 yards against James Madison. I'm going to go a little bit of recency bias, but I'm going to go with Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
I was going to say Jacksonville State as well, mainly because I've watched them play. Haven't really watched Troy play. About to sneeze. Excuse me. That was like a false start. Right? Well, it was like a false start. Like I came over here to do it.
Don't you hate that? Like
it's terrible.
So huge build up and
then nothing. Yeah. Jacksonville State is still who I'm going to pick. They very well could have won their conference. It was like 19-15.
Yeah.
They split the regular season with Kennesaw State. So won the first, lost the second. I think they're the better team.
I'm with you guys, too. I'm taking Jacksonville State. I think they win by 2 touchdowns because Troy has no offense.
Not one bit.
If it wasn't for a Southern Miss meltdown at the end of the year, they wouldn't have been in the conference championship game. Let's go to the Cure Bowl from Camping World Stadium. It feels like they host half of the bowl games. The Staff DNA Cure Bowl, Ole Miss in South Florida. They're giving the Bulls 3.5 points. Total points, 53.5.
Yeah, South Florida, so starting quarterback Byron Brown will be an assistant coach for this game. So the starting quarterback for South Florida in this bowl game, I don't know if you saw it, Brian, it's Gaston Moore, former Tennessee quarterback. So
gas pipe.
Yeah, I'm going with gas pipe. South Florida, I'm going with the Bulls. Kid can sling it. Listen, I will never forget last year him coming in the Alabama game. First play, rolls out of his pocket, launches 140 yards down the field, or right to an Alabama safety. Yeah. But hey, he was slinging it. So give me South Florida.
He came out aggressive. Is Golish isn't coaching in this game? No. I think I would go with Old Dominion then because of that. I think too much change. New coach here, and then a new quarterback. Kind of hard to overcome. So I'll take the safe pick with Old Dominion.
After hearing that news, I originally picked South Florida, but I'm going with Brian. I'm flipping Old Dominion. New coach, new quarterback. I saw that guy. Yep. I was in that end zone. I was literally watching it going, no, no, no!
I saw him throw it, and then
from my view, I'm like, I can see the white jersey. It's like, thank you. Goes the other way. Yeah, give me Old Dominion. Had a great season. Good bounce back for the Monarchs. And
big time.
I don't know how they can't be 9-3 every year. Where they are, Virginia Beach, perfect place. There's a ton of talent. Michael Vick, AI, on down the road. In the 68 Ventures Bowl out of Mobile, Alabama, used to be the GoDaddy Bowl, used to be the GMAC Bowl, name it. I'm surprised it hasn't been the Hustler Bowl or whatever down there. Louisiana and Delaware, they're giving the Raging Cajuns 3 points over the Blue Hens.
Ooh, and see, I really like Delaware this season. I watched them a couple of times. They were stuck in some of those Tuesday and Wednesday night games that were on the CBS Sports Network. I really like their quarterback, Nick Minichucci, over 3,500 yards this year. Kid can sling it. I think that's going to be enough to get him over Louisiana.
Yeah, he has 3,500 yards on the year.
That's insane.
That's pretty good.
He's top 4 or 5 in the country.
That's pretty good. They didn't fare well. Yeah, Delaware didn't fare well against some bigger teams like Liberty. They got boat raced 59-30. Wake Forest, they got beat 52-14.
There's not going to be much defense in this game.
No. So, Louisiana, they're kind of on a win streak, and Delaware looks like they limp to the finish. So, I'm picking Louisiana.
I'm taking Louisiana, too. They tend to play to the level of their competition. We've seen them put up points, a lot of points. This becomes a shootout, which I think Louisiana is going to make it. I like the Raging Cajuns in this one. Thursday, wait a minute. Where did I go with this?
December 19th.
I'm looking for the 18th. It's mine.
I don't think
I didn't see
I
one.
don't have one on the 18th.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this schedule? I know. Isn't
Yeah.
it weird?
I don't see one on the 18th.
Well, I was looking at it on the actual website.
It's the Xbox Bowl.
It is, yeah. It's the Xbox Bowl. Missouri State and Arkansas State. They're giving the Red Wolves guys 1.5 in this game.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a Butch Jones coach team.
This
but
is Botch's team.
Yeah, but Missouri State's head coach just got hired to go to Coastal Carolina. I think losing Ryan Beard's going to be too big of a loss for them. It hurts me to do this, but I'm going to go Arkansas State.
I'm not picking Butch Jones. What's their record?
6-6.
6-6.
Nah, give me Missouri State.
I really like their quarterback, Jalen Rayner. He's had a good year, and he was one of those 4 or 5 star guys that kind of had a fall from grace. But
Is it on yours?
I don't have it.
I don't see it.
It's not on.
Huh. Are they just? Is Butch going to find a way to get it canceled off the slate because he's horrible in bowl games?
Yep, he's probably.
Yeah,
I think the rumor, like there were some rumors about him and what he did like pregame before Tennessee games, and like some of them was like one that he wore like a girdle sometimes to make his physique look better. 2 that he wore lifts in his shoes. I don't know if you heard that before.
Yeah.
3rd one is that he was in the like catacombs of Neyland Stadium, like slamming Black and Milds before an SEC game to take this like lower his stress level. That guy.
Oh man,
that guy is insane. I'm not picking him.
I'm not picking him either. I'm taking Missouri State because I partly because of when my first college I went to was in Springfield, Missouri. And I used to hang out there with a lot of people. We scrimmaged their baseball team a lot at the time when it was Southeast Missouri State, and they were coming off a trip to the College World Series. They were like the original Kent State, Stony Brook, teams that they were the first one to kind of do that. So I do that out of like kind of sentimental, but I remember when Butch was a receivers coach at West Virginia under Rich, and I have heard everything you just told me. I believe.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that
Checks
Butch used to do that even the high-strung Rich Rodriguez would go, dude, you need to calm down. There's a lot of good stories out there from his time in Morgantown.
If Rich Rod has to tell you to calm down, that's telling you something.
Yeah, I still have video when Jacksonville State, when they were FCS, played North Alabama at the Trash Pandas ballpark. And Rich, something happened at the end. It was a great game. It ended up being a shootout, even though they can only go in one direction.
Yeah.
And Rich is like, they all have to use the same locker room tunnel. Mm-hmm. And North Alabama goes in first, and Jacksonville State's waiting to go in after. And Rich is like there at the entrance, just losing his mind. And I still have that video somewhere. It's incredible. I'm like, oh, that's the Rich I've known and loved all this time. All right, moving on to games that are actually on this list. Friday the 19th, Kennesaw State and Western Michigan, guys. 10 a.m., which would mean 11 a.m. In the Eastern Time Zone, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This is actually a good one, a conference champion against a conference runner-up. But they are giving Western Michigan 4 points in this game.
Ooh. It's going to be a good battle for these quarterbacks. Amari Odom's a dual threat for Kennesaw State. He's had a good year. But same thing can be said for Western Michigan. Their quarterback, Brock Lowry, he's had a great year, looked good in the MAC championship game. Usually, MAC teams don't fare too great in bowl games, but I'm going to go with Western Michigan here. I really like the Broncos, and I would say I like their quarterback. I've watched them play a couple of times. They had a good bit of Tuesday games, and listen, to come out of the MAC with only one conference loss, that takes some skill.
I'm still going to go with what I know. I didn't watch any Western Michigan games this year. Kennesaw State looked good whenever I watched them. Finished 10-3 on the season. They are the underdogs, slight underdogs, but I'll take the Go Owls.
Yeah, I like the Owls. I like their running game. I think their defense is really good, and I think their defense can get after the quarterback there. So
this is going to be a sluggish game.
Y'all remember the FAU video that Lane Kiffin put out when he was like, "Go Owls," and it was like the most cringy thing.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of a minute ago. I said, "Go Owls,
go Owls."
Let's go to the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, 1:30 that day. Memphis and NC State. They're giving the Wolfpack 5.5 points here.
Yeah, I like NC State. This is going to be a game with a ton of points. Neither one of these teams' defenses are very good, and you got two talented quarterbacks. I know C.J. Bailey is probably still trying to have a tryout for maybe who he'll go play for next year. I think a big game against Memphis will do that.
I agree with you. I think Bailey's pretty talented, and also Memphis has a coaching change working against him, so we'll see the Wolfpack win.
I'm taking the Tigers, guys.
Okay.
If you look at the Tigers' history when they play Power 4 teams in bowl games.
They look good.
They look great.
Yeah.
Including that one last year. I'm not going to bring it up.
That was a fun game.
It was a fun game. We looked horrible, and then all of a sudden, midway through the third quarter, they turned it on, and I think they had the ball with.
That was the Liberty Bowl last year, was it not?
No, it was the one that they play at Frisco. No. It's the one they play where the FCS championship plays. What is that?
I would say I can't think of it, but
we're going to see it here at some point. But it's the Frisco Bowl. That's what they play.
Oh, it is the Frisco. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, for those who don't know, because they're doing stadium renovations there, that the FCS title games in Vandy this year.
Ooh, hey,
it's a 1 year only because they're renovating that stadium. Let's see. Yeah, we'll skip all of the December 19th and 20th is when they're playing the playoff games, ladies and gentlemen. So on the 22nd, Washington State against Utah State in the one of my favorites, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Yeah, the winning coach gets a bunch of French fries dropped on him after the game.
Utah State 3-point favorites over under 52.5.
You know, it's kind of tough to tell about this game because Washington State, you look at that 6-6 record and you go, are they really that good? Well, they had a close loss against Ole Miss, a close loss against Virginia, and a close loss against another playoff team in James Madison. I think that they played pretty good against some competition. They have, like wins over Toledo, some stuff like so. The Pac-2 tie winner, I mean, they had to split it. I'm going to go with Washington State.
I tend to want to say Washington State because they were competitive against some better opponents. But you look at the stats, and nothing really jumps off the page at you. Like, they don't really look like just an overly impressive team. So, that being said, they do have a good defense. The total's 52.5, so that's about average, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll take Utah State.
Yeah, I'll take Washington State in this one. I just think a little bit better, a little bit bigger. Utah State's just way too inconsistent. And Washington State, and again, another one of those teams that tends to play to the level of their competition. Let's go to the 23rd, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl. Toledo and Louisville. Louisville 8.5-point favorites, 44.5 total points in this one.
Well, Louisville was on a bit of a downward spiral. They were 7-1 at one point, I believe, finished the season 1-3.
Yeah.
But that one was their last game of the season against Kentucky, and they absolutely boat raced the Wildcats. Toledo lost to Kentucky to open the season. I'm going to go with Louisville.
Yeah, kind of like you said. I'm looking at the records. Tale of two ends of the season. Louisville getting beat pretty bad by they lost by 1 to Clemson. Got beat pretty bad by SMU 38-6. Overall, they were there competitive against Cal. They beat Virginia Tech, whooped Kentucky. I'll pick Louisville.
Taking the Cardinals too. Also, I have pizza.
Come on.
Toledo's lost their coach and just got a new coach, so there's to be in there too.
I did not realize that.
To the New Orleans Bowl, Southern Miss and Western Kentucky Hilltoppers getting 4 points over under 55.5 in this one.
Yeah, I really like Clay Helton's offense. It puts up a ton of yards, a ton of points. I think that's going to give Southern Miss some troubles because I think they're looking for a new head coach as well.
Yes,
Charles Huff move on.
Yeah, that's who Memphis just got.
Exactly.
God bless your hearts with that.
So, I'm going to go with Western Kentucky. Yeah. Southern Miss, they had a much better season this year than they did last year, but I think that losing your head coach right before a bowl game, it hurts.
Yeah.
As Scott Van Pelt called it, the big red Muppet, like on the sideline. That's what the Hilltoppers mascot looks like. Just a big red Muppet. Give me the fighting red Muppets.
And they need to pick me up after Marshall just spanked them in men's basketball. So in the Moonshine Throwdown, so I'll take the Hilltoppers too. Just again, you lost your coach. You're probably losing a lot of coaches in the process, and some of those players are gone too. It's just not going to work out for them. Speaking of the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, UNLV in Ohio, they're giving the Rebels 4.5 points, and over-under one of the largest we've seen already, 62.5.
Yeah, neither one of these teams play defense. Ohio's got Timothy Chalamet's favorite player ever, Parker Navarro. He had a good year. Bangura, their running back, had over 1,200 yards. He's been good, but man, I mean, just look at the numbers that Western Kentucky or the UNLV puts up on offense. Anthony Calandria had a great year. Dan Mullen really, I think, got his stride back in coaching. I'm going to go with the running Rebels.
I'll take the same. UNLV. I think Dan Mullen's a good coach. I'm surprised he didn't get hired. Maybe people called him.
Maybe
turned him down.
Or maybe they're like, we need to see one year
okay.
out. You know, he did win 10 games in that league. I'm going with the running Rebels as well, guys. Also to note, Ohio's coach is suspended without pay right now.
Yeah.
So for what?
We don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nobody knows.
He's just gone.
He's just gone. So that's what
Not
it
good.
is. To Christmas Eve favorite, guys, a Hawaii Bowl. Cal taking on Hawaii. They're giving the Golden Bears, with the new coach, 1.5 here against the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Another one that's going to have some high-flying offenses. I'm not sure who, if Cal will have their head coach or not by this point. But I really like Chang and what Hawaii has done this year with their quarterback, Aledo. So I'm going to go with the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, I remember watching Aledo at the first year. He's a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, he's got some stuff.
And they have a kicker that had never kicked before this year or something like that, or learned kicking from YouTube
Yes,
video.
that's right.
So
I
I mean,
remember that.
They're a cool feel-good story, and already have a win over a West Coast team, and actually another ACC team. They won against Stanford to start the year in week 0. What fitting way to beat Cal to end the year.
I've just watched Cal play some bad football, and then I've watched them play good football.
Well,
like
it comes down to turnovers. If their quarterback's turning the ball over, I know it sounds pretty self-explanatory, but in games he's turned the ball over, they're 1-4. In games he hasn't, they're 6-1.
Both quarterbacks have 9 interceptions on the year. I'll take Hawaii. I was just more impressed with them, and Cal in their losses. I mean, they almost lost to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing during college football season, stay up till midnight and watch Hawaii.
Yeah,
I mean, you might not really be all the way there, but it's fun.
Yeah. And it's actually, as of right now, might be the most expensive game on the secondary market to get into, $82. Actually,
a couple thousand to get out there.
And I just looked down. There's actually one more that's more expensive, which is shocking. Hawaii, I'm going to take in that game because, let's just face it, Power 4 programs that go there and play them never fare well. 1.5, that's basically a pick 'em. Give me the Rainbow Warriors on their home turf. Let's go to the 26th, the day after Christmas, starting first with the game above Sports Bowl. Used to be the Pizza Bowl, used to be the Motor City Bowl, used to be a lot of things, but Central Michigan taking on Northwestern. The Wildcats getting 10.5 points, 43.5 is the over-under.
Northwestern was right there in so many games this year. I mean, you look at their schedule and you're like, wow, Northwestern went 6-6. That's really good for them. Yeah. Look at how many games they were right there in. I mean, obviously that Michigan game got stolen from them. Early in the season they lost to Tulane, but they did get they had a close game the last week of the season against Illinois. Maybe if there wasn't as much snow on the ground, they would have fared better. I think they're going to get this one over Central Michigan.
I don't. Row the boat.
Row the boat. Well, I'm going to take the Wildcats in this one. It's even though it's basically a Central Michigan home game, but they're just so tough, and they're so tough defensively. And 43.5. They're not getting there with as good as Northwestern's defense is. Now to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl out at Chase Field. Okay, that's the one. Okay, we'll get into that later. Anyways, the Rate Bowl, New Mexico and Minnesota. They're giving Minnesota 2.5 points, 46.5 the total.
Man, I really like Jason Eck and his defense at New Mexico. There's not going to be a whole lot of points scored in this one. I think one big play is going to make the difference, and I think New Mexico is going to make that play.
The Lobos. What is a Lobos?
It's a dog.
Yeah. It's a dog. Yeah.
Good for them. Is that? It's not Mexican Spanish for dog. Right?
It may.
No, there's no way.
I think it's like a local wild dog.
Okay.
Don't
dogs.
quote me on
Where's the Rate Bowl played at?
Chase Field.
Phoenix.
Chase Field. Yeah.
How about that?
It's Lobo is Spanish for wolf, so it's a Mexican gray wolf.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Minnesota.
I'm going to take the Lobos. They're really creative offensively. Minnesota's just, they can't score points.
Yeah.
And no matter who they play, they can't score points. I think they're just going to get overwhelmed. The Surf Pro First Responders Bowl out of Gerald Ford Stadium. It used to be TCU. Now they moved it to SMU. FIU and UTSA. UTSA 8.5-point favorites here. 59.5 is the total points.
Yeah, talk about a turnaround. FIU 7-5, a winning record for the first time, and it feels like forever for them. UTSA definitely had a down year. Jeff Traylor is obviously one of those guys that was trying to get a Power 4 job this year. Didn't work out, but they do have that big win against Tulane. I think that if they show more of that, they'll have a comfortable win against FIU.
I don't know if there's an injury that happened in the season, but FIU's quarterback only has about 1,700 yards on the season.
I'd say I think they had an injury or they had to switch up quarterbacks halfway through the year.
McCown for UTSA has 2,700 yards. They have a 1,000-yard rusher. I'll take the Roadrunners.
I mean, they dominated Tulane. They played the top teams in the American really, really well. 6-6. They're better than 6-6.
Yes.
I think they show it here. They cover and they get the over/under with how bad they beat FIU here. Let's go to the 27th. First game is the Military Bowl. Between East Carolina and Pitt, both teams 8-4. Pitt 4-point favorites, over under 59.5.
I'm just really confused how we have the Military Bowl and neither Army nor Navy, who are both in bowl games, are playing in this one. I like Pitt.
You'll never catch Army on that stadium.
Good point.
Unless it's
good
COVID.
point.
Yep.
And Navy was too good to be in this bowl game. I like Pitt. Mason Hines has had a great year as a freshman. I think he's going to close it out with a bang. East Carolina, they were kind of. I don't know. They had a late bloom to the season. Really started playing better as of late. But I'm going with Pitt.
No quarter. Like, that's an awesome rally crowd.
Yeah. It's great in person too, which I've seen several times.
That's awesome. I'll take Pitt. They were close to winning the ACC, so give me Pitt.
By legal obligation from where I'm from, I'm not allowed to pick anything, so I'm taking East Carolina. Also, shout out to my guy Jeff, who's the head of media relations for the Military Bowl, because I covered the first two that were ever there when Marshall, or the first two that were at the Navy Marine Corps Stadium where this is, when Marshall beat Maryland, and then the next year when Virginia Tech beat Cincinnati. He says I always have a standing seat in their press box for that game. I talk to him on a regular basis.
Nice.
Really, really good guy, long-time Washington, D.C. sports writer, and he's been begging me to come to. I said, well, you got to get my teams in there first. It's it's a hard part. Invite North Alabama if you can. Going to the Pinstripe Bowl, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Penn State and Clemson. Clemson getting 4.5 here, and it's going to cost you $92 to get into Yankee Stadium between these two.
That's the thing. You got Yankee Stadium. You got Clemson. You got Penn State, teams that did not have great years whatsoever. Who has more to fight for in this game? I don't think either. I think both of these teams just want to get done with this year, forget about 2025, and head on to 2026. Clemson's got a much better offense than Penn State, so I think that they'll just outscore them.
Clemson's just much more stable footing, stable ground.
And I think their defense will fare well against the Penn State's rush game.
I originally went with Penn State because I like how they ended the year, and I thought their offense was really starting to figure some things out. But Clemson ended the year pretty strong too, and their offense was starting to figure some things out.
But you also wonder if Penn State, I get he won't be coaching in the game, but how much momentum they have from hiring Matt Campbell.
We'll see. Next game, the Fenway Bowl, which this is what I'm saying. Been saying all along, put all the games and ballparks on the same day, and it can be the ballpark bowl series.
Yes.
Boom, boom, all in the same day. ESPN, y'all need to hire me. We're going to save bowl season one dumb gimmick at a time. That's what we're going to do. Fenway Bowl, UConn against Army. Army getting 5.5 points here.
Obviously, UConn lost their head coach, promoted, I believe, their pass game coordinator or something like that to the head coaching spot. Listen, they had a quarterback that he ended up with more than one interception on the year.
UConn?
Yes.
It says one.
Okay. He had
28 touchdowns and one interception.
He had 0 going into week 10. So he threw that one interception. I would say Fagnano's had a great year for them. I get they've lost their head coach, but having that much talent on that roster, I feel like they'll get it done.
They have their running back, Edwards, has 14 touchdowns on the year.
And I believe he's actually just hit the portal. He's going to have a year left, so he's going to be...
Come on down in Knoxville.
I was about to say, you'll see him in an SEC or a Big Ten uniform next year.
Where did UConn's coach go?
Colorado State.
Yeah, Jim Moore went to Colorado State.
Okay, how about that? Man, this is just such a clash of identities. Like you have a 3,500 passer and a 500-yard passer on the other side. This is going to be good football. I'll take UConn.
I'm taking UConn too. I think their defense is going to hold up just enough, and I don't think Army's ready for this aerial attack that UConn's going to put on them. To the Pop-Tarts Bowl, the Notre Dame Reject Bowl, Georgia Tech against BYU. BYU getting 4.5 here, 56.5 so total points.
This has become my favorite bowl game. I mean, watching the giant Pop-Tart get ripped to shreds by the winning team. The trophy has a working Pop-Tart toaster in it. I mean, you can't get better than that. Looking at how these two teams finished the season, BYU, if you take Texas Tech away, they're perfect. For Georgia Tech, they looked terrible the last half of the season, really. Starting from that NC State game, their defense has been awful. Their offense has struggled. I'm going to go with BYU and Bear Bachmeier to get this one done.
I just want other brands to take a lesson from Pop-Tart. Like, this is how you make a bowl game fun and reinvigorate it. Some new energy, some new juice. Like, people look forward to this, and I'm sure it drives up ratings. It makes me want to go buy a strawberry frosted Pop-Tart and eat it.
And it's right now, I think it's looked at as the best bowl game that's not in the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Haynes King gets it done on his last ride.
I think BYU. I think their defense is going to find a way to shut down Hangs, and I think Bachmeier is going to have a good game. Let's go to the Arizona Bowl, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Miami of Ohio, Fresno State. Fresno 3.5-point favorites here.
This is an interesting one. I like Fresno. They went 8-4 this year. When they struggled, though, is when they were turning the ball over. I don't think Miami of Ohio is going to be have enough to force some turnovers. They did look good. The Miami did in the MAC championship game, but I just don't know if they have enough to carry over.
Coming to you on the CW network.
Yeah,
Miami, Ohio.
I'm about to say, is Barstool still affiliated with it? Or
no, it's Snoop Dogg now.
Okay,
Snoop. 42.5 over under. Fresno.
Yeah, I'm taking Fresno.
I hope Snoop pops up on the broadcast at least once in the booth.
I'm taking Fresno too. Miami's just going to get overwhelmed. They just got too much to offer over there. A sneaky good one, guys, in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. North Texas and San Diego State. They're giving the Mean Green 3 points, 55.5 as the total.
Well, who's going to be coaching the game is the interesting thing. I like both. If both teams have their head coach, if it's Eric Morris versus Sean Lewis, I think you have a great matchup here. San Diego State's offense is a little better. It just depends on what what Eric Morris is bringing with him to Oklahoma State, because I feel pretty confident that Mestemaker and Hawkins, the running back, will go with them. But I mean, that's almost a 4,000 yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher. It hurts me to do this, but I'm going to pick North Texas. I've been a big San Diego State guy this year, but man, North Texas doing all that with freshmen, quarterback and running back, it's incredible.
He's not opting out that we've seen, is he?
I haven't seen anything yet, but I would say, when is this game played? The 28th?
Yeah.
So another 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we'll maybe know something in the next week.
If Messmaker plays, I'll take North Texas, but if he doesn't, I'll take the Aztecs.
I would say, I think
Can
this one
you're allowed to.
I would say, I think I might do that one.
You can switch it and up until that point.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the Aztecs. I love Sean Lewis as a head coach. I like that he's kind of sticking it to Dion with how successful he's been. Obviously, there's just too much new coach, and there's just too much turnover that could be happening over there. I think it's just a little bit more stable over at San Diego State. To the Gator Bowl, Texler Gator Bowl, Missouri and Virginia, giving the Tigers 7 points, 47.5 as the total.
I would assume Bo Perbula will be back for this game.
Yeah.
But man, I just got a feeling that Virginia's probably pissed off right now, because they were overtime away in that ACC championship from playing a couple days earlier in a playoff game. I think they're going to let that carry into this game. I think Tony Elliott's done he should be up there for Coach of the Year, because he was one of those names at the beginning of the year where, like, okay, if he needs a bowl game, or he's probably out of there. I'm going to go with Virginia in this one.
Yeah, but do you think they care? Like,
I
is
think
it
those
not
guys
kind of
might.
just a pin being put in their bubble and they're just deflated now? They could get up for an SEC opponent. Like, okay, this is our chance to prove ourselves.
That's what I think it is. It's like, we got an SEC.
an 8-4 SEC team. I still pick Missouri.
The SEC, I feel like, has actually done really bad in bowl games lately. I feel like everybody sees that they get an SEC team and just want to beat up on them. I see this as one of those.
I think Virginia's just reeling too much. It just lost to Duke, who they beat by 17. Missouri, they're just going to come out and overwhelm them. Their defense is just going to shut it down.
It's going to come down to Ahmad.
I mean, Virginia's in the playoff if they win.
Right.
I think this is just such a big disappointment for them. I don't think they care.
I'm with you, too.
But, hey, you got two of the best running backs in the country, Hardy and Taylor, both really good running backs. This should be a good one.
To the Texas Bowl, LSU and Houston, the Cougars getting 3 points, 41.5 total points, one of the lowest bowl totals we've seen.
Well, neither one of these teams have a competent offense to speak of. I mean, this is two defensive teams playing. I don't know who's going to score. I mean, this could be like a 7-6 bowl game. I think LSU's got a little more talent on the roster than Houston does, but I'm going to go with Houston because Willie Fritz has really impressed me in bowl games. He has that Fiesta Bowl win over USC. Give me Houston.
I think LSU will win. I think the SEC talent and competition is just bigger, better, faster, stronger than Houston, so LSU.
The Cougars' weakness on defense is run defense. Guess what LSU can't do?
Run the ball. They haven't been able to all year.
Okay.
Give me the Cougars. To the only game on the 29th, Georgia Southern and App State from the Birmingham Bowl. App State, though, at 5-7, one of those at 5-7 qualifiers. Second time they're playing each other. They're giving the Eagles 3.5 points, 60.5 total points. However, it was 25-23, and Eagle win the last time they two face each other. So I don't know where this 60.5 points is coming from.
Yeah, do you think that maybe App State's motivated that they were that somehow it got down to them as a 5-7 team to be able to make it, because there were countless teams that declined bowl invites? I mean, other than that close loss to Arkansas State, App State had some good wins down the stretch. They again did lose to Georgia Southern in the regular season, and it was at App State. Yeah, and Georgia Southern's quarterback threw for 350 yards in that game. I'm going to go. I'm going to take the Eagles.
It was close. They only lost by 3. I think.
Both quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards in that one. It was no defense.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you motivated if you're an App State Mountaineer? You're like, season's over. Then get the call. It's like, hey, here's your.
I will say this is a pretty big rivalry.
Yes.
Okay.
So the fact that they're going to face off again,
okay,
that will definitely get them motivated.
Okay. I don't know anything about these teams really. Inky, Pinky Ponky, App State. I'll go with App State.
Give me the Eagles. I think they sweep them again. Let's go to Tuesday the 30th. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech from the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. They're giving the Bulldogs 7.5, 50.5 total points.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech really had a emergence this year, and they did it a lot with running the ball. I think that's something that you can translate to a bowl game against a Coastal Carolina team that's going to be without their head coach. They fired Tim Beck. They did hire a new head coach. So I think Coastal will be back next year, but I'm going to go with Louisiana Tech in this one.
Yeah, La Tech.
Yeah, La Tech here. And plus, it's Ruston is like an hour away from Shreveport. That's a home game for them. They actually do play some of their home games there as well. The Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl, Tennessee and Illinois. The Vols getting 4.5 points. 60.5 points is the total for this.
Well, Illinois kicked Tennessee's butt in Nashville last weekend. They'll probably do it again this time. I'm going to go with the Illini.
Oh, wow.
I have no faith in this one. You sent Tennessee to the Music City Bowl, they will lose.
I just can't pick against Tennessee. Like, I love them.
Yeah,
I hate them.
I know,
but I love them.
I think I picked them 11 out of the 12 games they played this year. I guess 11 out of the 13 now, but I just don't see Tennessee winning this game.
You're picking against Tennessee?
I am.
Man.
I have zero faith in us in the Music City Bowl. That North Carolina game, 7-year-old Michael, that was the beginning of my trauma as a Tennessee fan. That started the battered ball syndrome, and the game against Purdue. I mean, I didn't see us losing that one either.
This is the 4th time playing the Music City Bowl, and I can remember all 4. First was it North Carolina? Right?
Yes.
And then
it was Nebraska, and it was the last time
Nebraska in 16. That's when Derek Barnett broke the sack record.
Yep.
And then against Purdue 4 years ago. I can't pick against Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee will win. I think
I'll probably change my pick closer to the game because something will happen.
Heupel is. I hope that we've been seeing like a remotivated Heupel, and I hope we're seeing him take this seriously, so where he's like, okay, we're going to come out and we're going to start having a different attitude, it's going to be really bad, I think, for him if he loses this game.
This could be a fun quarterback matchup, though. Aguilar and Altmaier were two. Altmaier was really efficient. Aguilar put up a ton of numbers. I think it's a fun contrast to styles, but I like Illinois.
I really wish Aguilar was better so he could declare for the draft and we could play one of our young guys instead of having to watch him again.
Give me the Vols because Illinois can't handle high-powered offenses.
That is true.
Give me the Vols there.
They got smacked by Wisconsin earlier in the season. So
to the Alamo Bowl, USC and TCU. The Trojans getting 6 points in this one. Total points 58.5.
Yeah, TCU has been really disappointing to me this year. Anytime they've had a big game opportunity, they've let it slip through their fingertips. USC, kind of more of the same. Any of their big games they lost, but they did have that really good win in the middle of the season against Michigan. They found a bit of a run game. I'm going to go with USC in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. SC.
Don't bet against TCU in the Alamo Bowl. Give me the Horned
Frogs.
Frogs.
Wait, that was that comeback against Oregon, was it not?
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't think they've played it in a lot, and I don't think they've lost it. So don't count out TCU.
I'll do some more research on that one.
Didn't they just lose? Is it Bryles? Didn't he go to South Carolina?
Kendall Bryles. Now,
he's
the TCU fans are praising that one. So
okay,
let's go to the 31st. I1 Vandy in the ReliaQuest Bowl from Tampa. Vandy getting 5.5.
This is the Bruise Bowl. I mean, they're just everybody's gonna punch you in the mouth. Kamari Moulton. Is it gonna be Mark Gronowski versus Diego Pavia? I think it's an interesting matchup. Vandy looked really good and really motivated in that Birmingham Bowl against Georgia Tech last year. I think they're gonna come out with that same fire against Iowa.
I'm not picking Vanderbilt.
Can't do it?
No, I'm not picking Vanderbilt.
Give me Vandy. I think Iowa's going to have to outscore them, which I don't think they can do.
I think they may have averaged over 30 points this year, though, so maybe Iowa's turning a page.
To the Tony the Tiger's Sun Bowl, Duke and Arizona State. Blue Devils getting 1.5.
Listen, I think Duke's going to ride that high, be an ACC champion. Darian Mintz is going to go out and have a big game. Arizona State, they might be losing their head coach. They're probably going to lose their quarterback as well.
Already lost their quarterback.
Yeah, so I would say you don't have
declare, or is he transferring?
He's
transferring.
He's about to transfer. I would say Jordan Tyson, he's been off and on this year, injured, so he won't be playing in this one. I don't think Arizona State has any of their weapons. This could be a big win for Duke.
You said Tyson's not playing?
No.
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah. Let's go to the Citrus Bowl, Texas and Michigan. Longhorns 7-point favorites.
I'm gonna go with the coach that doesn't get around with his assistants. I'm gonna go with Sark.
He doesn't have the cleanest
You're going with the alcoholic here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's
former
really
alcoholic.
Yeah, and isn't married, so if he could go around with his assistant, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go with Texas, though. Arch Manning started playing really well down the end of the season. The offensive line got better, so the run game helped. They have no defense, but I mean, what's Michigan going to have coming into this game?
Nothing.
Anything?
Yeah,
controversy.
Just too much outside noise.
Yeah. To the Las Vegas Bowl, which used to be in that first weekend. Now they moved it up to the 31st. Nebraska and Utah. They're giving the Utes 50.5 total points.
I don't know if that's enough. Utah, when they get a team that can't stop the run like a Nebraska, they run all over them. Devin Dampier he'll probably run for 150, 200 yards. He's a really shifty quarterback. And Nebraska, I mean, they've just lost too much. Rayola's injured. They lost their offensive line coach, which was his father. Emmett Johnson had a great year, but I don't know if he's enough to carry this.
Yeah, I picked the Utes as well.
Yeah. Dana Holgerson against Utah is not a good mix. Give me the Utes all day. All day. Now let's go to Friday, January 2nd, the Armed Forces Bowl. That's the one from TCU. I got it all mixed up. Rice and Texas State. They're giving Texas State 10 points in this one.
Yeah, I like the Bobcats. I think G.J. Kinney is a really good head coach. I like them in this one. Rice still kind of struggling with their first-year head coach, one of the 5-7 teams that made it into a bowl game. And that's why you go to class, do your homework, because it's GPA that gets you into the bowl if you're a 5-7 team.
I'll take the 10-point favorite, Texas State.
I'm with you all on that one, too. To the Liberty Bowl now, Navy and Cincinnati. Midshipmen giving 4 points. 55.5 the total points.
It's going to be two big running quarterbacks. You got Horvath, Brendan Sorsby. It's funny that Cincinnati runs the ball just as well as Navy does. Cincinnati had a really tough finish to the season, though. They had some injuries with Evan Pryor and Tawee Walker. I'm going to go with Navy.
I'll go with Navy as well.
Give me Cincinnati.
Okay.
Navy does not play good against better teams than them and doesn't play good against Power 4 teams.
That is true.
Give me something about Cincinnati in some of these bowl games. They just always seem to kind of show up. To the Holiday Bowl between SMU and Arizona, they're giving Arizona 3 points.
Yeah, I like the Wildcats in this one. Noah Fifita has played good in bowl games before. SMU, the only bowl game I really have to judge them off of was them going to Happy Valley and getting spanked last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not going to be like a cold game like that was last year. I don't think they get beat that bad, but I think Arizona handles this one. Noah Fifita doesn't turn the ball over. That's going to give Arizona extra possessions.
I'll take SMU. I like him.
Yeah.
That's only 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a shootout, guys. I don't think 51.5 is going to be enough, but I think Arizona's just going to get one stop, one extra stop more than SMU. Pull this one out. And the final one, maybe one of the funnest as far as post-game celebrations go. We've got French fry baths. We've got Pop-Tarts going in and out. And if you win this one, the head coach gets a mayonnaise
Just slathered in a big old gallon of mayonnaise.
Wake Forest and Mississippi State, they're giving the Bulldogs 2.5 points, 56.5 total.
See, I just want to see how Mike Leach would have reacted to getting mayonnaise dumped on him. I don't think it would have ever happened. Mississippi State, Chapin's done. They've started to rock with Camario Taylor at quarterback. He gives them a very good dual threat option. Thompson, the second in the SEC in receiving yards. They have the offense. Do they have the defense? Wake Forest isn't going to score a whole lot of points, but that defense is dang tough. This could be, if it's a lower scoring game, I'm going with Wake Forest, but I think this one's going to have a good bit of points in it. I'm going with Mississippi State.
I want Mississippi State to win. I just see them as a lovable loser. I feel bad, a little bad for them. Now, they played Tennessee and they lost. That's fine. But the rest of the games, I was kind of cheering for them, and I'll cheer for them here.
And they just hired their former head coach to be their defensive coordinator. And the same thing Virginia Tech just did. And just a little interesting there.
Wake Forest against SEC teams, guys.
Not good.
Not a good mix.
Okay.
And plus, I'm with you, Brian. I'm rooting for the Bulldogs here. I think it's the first of 25 wins, and I think Mississippi State's going to be the first of 25 in that one. So that's our bowl breakdown, guys. Next week we will get into we'll talk about the bowl games, but then we'll get into the playoffs before we take the week off to celebrate Christmas and all those things. So that will do it for this week, guys. Another fun week of who would have known that we were going to have coaches breaking and entering and trying to stab themselves with butter knives.
That's so sad.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy time. Just when you thought the Lane Kiffin drama was enough for a coaching carousel, Michigan just says, hold my beer.
Man.
Yeah, leave it to Michigan to try to top everybody all the time. So for Brian Gobble, Michael Marks, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.